Hi, this is Amanda from the Equine Information Source, and today we are in conversation with Susan Jamieson and SuzAnne Miller.
Susan Jamieson, an executive director of Red Scarf Equestrian. She started working there in 2018. This year, Susan launched a fundraiser to help horses during the COVID-19 pandemic. They're selling scarves and donating funds to help feed horses in need.
SuzAnne Miller is the proud owner of Dunrovin Ranch in Montana, where horses are partners and guests are friends. SuzAnne is helping Susan Jamieson launch the Mascara campaign, where the funds will be going from the Hands to Hooves campaign, Equine Fund for COVID-19 relief.
So, what is Red Scarf Equestrian?
Red Scarf Equestrian is started as a retail store in 2008. Selling beautiful equestrian clothing to riders. Red Scarf Equestrian's mandate is to partner with companies that are making a difference in the world to make it cleaner and greener and get that message out to a bigger extent.
What is Dunrovin Ranch?
I decided to open a small guest ranch and focus it on high quality backcountry horseback riding, and I combined that with experiential education primarily focused on natural history. So now my guest ranch is more than a guest ranch, it's a backdrop for a social engagement platform that I had developed called Days at Dunrovin, and it's focused on helping people who are socially isolated have a way of communicating with one another and relieving their loneliness.
What is the Mascara fundraiser?
She and I early on during the pandemic decided to put forward this campaign with Mascara, this beautiful photo that was taken of this draft horse there in Ontario who had frost on his eyelashes that made it look like he was wearing white mascara. Ellen Camera, who's a very famous photographer there in Canada, took this beautiful photo of this horse, and Susan had a wonderful silk scarf made of the horse and is donating proceeds from the sale of that scarf to a fund. My hope is that those who can afford to purchase the scarf or who can make large donations will do so, and those who are in need will not be afraid of coming forward and asking for money from the funds that we gather.
What can you guys tell us about what's going into the licensing of Mascara?
So as SuzAnne and I started throwing around what we would do with the Mascara image, and the fact that SuzAnne pointed out that not everybody's going to be able to buy a scarf, and I thought, you're right, the scarf is out of reach for a lot of people, and so how else do we help? We started to talk about licensing it. So if we could license the image to a Coke, a P&G, and Revlon, then SuzAnne and I, in effect, have created a global fund to help people everywhere feed horses and protect our equine friends globally. There's so many people with their hands out for help right now. So how could we take the burden off people that are caring for their horses too? Well, I drink Coke anyway. So if I go to the grocery store and I see that a can of Coke is on the shelf and it's got the Mascara image, and Coke tells me that a portion from every sale of every Coke can with the Mascara image is going to go back to a fund to help, it's effortless for me to choose it. I feel good. I feel like I'm doing something, and you're not putting a burden on me. Those conversations are happening. But as I tell people, when you dream big or when you set really big goals for yourself, because think of the impact if Coke decided to do this for one day around the world with Coke, with the Mascara image, you in effect put enough money together to help horses for the next 5 years. The money the amount that you could have, even if they gave a cent or 2 cents from each Coke purchase, would be astronomical. A major company like a Coke and P&G, they don't turn on a dime. You have to present to several VPs, get it through all their organizational, and so it is in the works, but it is taking time.
My hope is that working with Susan, we'll be able to establish a really robust fund, as opposed to doing, small fundraisers. Really put a lot of energy into one large fundraiser.
Thank you so much, both of you, for coming out and talking with the Equine Information Source.
Thank you.